What is up and how we doing today, everybody? Welcome back to the audio version of the Bears Focus podcast. Your host Collin and Sterling here once again today. Sterling, how you feeling today, my brother? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I love that you brought it up, man. Let's start with that. We all know the NFL draft coming up Thursday, April 24th. Once again, let you guys know, Bears Focus Podcast will be doing a draft night live stream. Come join us, man. Live stream, draft night, Bears Focus Podcast, 6:30 p.m. until the Bears make their pick. Come on and join us. Come join the stream. Join the conversation. Join the chat. We're going to have some interesting conversation, some interesting news for you guys. And I know you'll enjoy all the reaction and the conversation from everybody that we bring on. So come through, check out that Bears Focus podcast live stream for Bears night, man. We're going to do it big. We're going to have a great time. And I really hope to see everybody there. So getting right into the topics of the day, man. Like I said, with this being the audio version, it's going to be a little different episode for us right now. But question one, will the Bears actually move to Arlington Heights? I mean, we know it's been a lot of conversation from Kevin Warren. And to me, it seems like that's where he wants the team to be. What you think, Sterling? Are the Bears staying in Chicago, or are they going to be the Arlington Heights Bears now?
Well, I don't know if it's going to be either one of those things, right? Because when you're talking about the Bears and you're talking about the capabilities of what they have uh, at the palm of their hand, didn't they want a lakefront for their team for their venue? Didn't I hear something like Bears off the lake? I mean, wouldn't be mad going to a game off the lake. Might be cold in the winter, might be treacherous with the wind, but hey, you talking about summertime shy. That sounds beautiful. But this Arlington Heights thing has me a little deterred. I don't know if Arlington Heights is the move. I kind of like Soldier Field. It does need some renovation, but it's in a great spot where it attracts all of Chicago. It has history. It's legendary. I mean, if anything, most Bears fans would say, "Hey, just put a dome on Soldier Field. Pay that renovation. Just put a dome on Soldier Field and let it stay where it is." But that might not be the way to go with modern technology and all the other things you can do. Um, but I think we have a competitive advantage if we know how to use it, Soldier Field, because teams are not looking to play football in the winter, in the cold, in Chicago, on that turf. I mean, on that grass, and be prepared for it and expect to have a normal day. So we got some advantages with our current field. We just need to use it better and actually develop a scheme that actually works in our favor called run the ball, especially in the colder months. But I don't know. You got the lakefront, you got Soldier Field, but then you also have, weren't you the person that said Bears might be moving to Indiana? Didn't I hear you say something
So,
about that?
no, I did see some reports of a House bill that Indiana had passed um,
Yeah,
to
you're
allow
referring
for
to House Bill 1292 that establishes the Northwest Indiana Professional Sports Development Commission.
exactly correct. Thank you for laying out the whole thing for the people. That is exactly what I was referring to, where there was talk because the Bears are looking for a new stadium, and we know this is all just talk. This is tools that Kevin Warren can use with the people here in Chicago, the politicians here in Chicago, and be like, "Hey, Indiana wants us. They want to build out a stadium for us. They putting the funds together. They putting everything together now. They would love to get the Chicago Bears in Indiana, in Indianapolis, right, or wherever they put the team.
That wouldn't even
But
sit right with so many millions of Americans.
oh, that's never happening. Listen, Chicago will not allow that. Do you know how much money the city of Chicago would lose from the Bears leaving? That's not happening, bro.
Yeah.
So the Bears are going to stay in Illinois for a fact. Um, but I do see the benefit of the Arlington Heights site. Let me ask you, have you ever driven past or been to the Arlington Heights racetrack out there? The property?
Yeah, I've seen it maybe once or twice in my lifetime. Didn't pay too much attention to it, but
Yeah.
seen it.
So when I worked out there in Palatine a few years ago, I would drive past it regularly, and it's huge. And it seems like they've taken more than just the racetrack, right? They're planning on building a whole like football town.
Yeah, it's 326 acres that they have gotten legal justification to renovate and have under their hands as the Chicago Bears. 326 acres.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, they own all of that land. So that can be very good, right? It should be easier to bring in more money to the state, at least, because now it won't be Chicago. With a dome stadium, right? We can now do more concerts. We can do Final Fours. We can do college football playoffs. We can do so much more with a dome stadium. And I know this is what Kevin Warren has referred to, and this is what he did when he was with Minnesota, right? He helped them get their new stadium built. And I know that they do so much more. They hosted a Super Bowl. We haven't had a Super Bowl in Chicago. And I know a Super Bowl here in Chicago would be amazing. So I kind of understand the desire for Arlington Heights, seemingly, from my view, being the main location that they are looking at. But on
Hopefully,
the other hand, man, you can't beat Soldier Field.
yeah,
Like it's historic.
yeah.
Yeah, we need the renovations, like you said, and I wouldn't add a dome to Soldier Field. I think that would be gross. Um, but man,
A dome over Soldier Field. Imagine this. You're coming down Lakeshore Drive. You're driving down. You're going either north or southbound, depending on, hey, where you're traveling from. It is summertime shy. It is early in the morning. Let's say you're going northbound towards Lakeshore Drive. You see this dome covering the stadium. It Soldier Field already looks kind of like a salsa bowl alien spaceship in its own unique
yeah,
way. You put a
people
dome,
did call it the spaceship for a
you,
while.
you put a dome on it. You might as well call it the hovercraft. You might as well call Soldier Field the hovercraft because it's going to look wildly insane with that
Yeah.
dome covering it and just that dome and think about the geographical location of where Soldier Field is, how many people come through downtown, what that does. We don't like what it does to Lakeshore Drive traffic at that current time, but hey, we'll get past it. I just don't see Americans, football fans, driving all the way out to Arlington Heights, going into this 326-acre facility like it's Tyler Perry Studios, and driving around and getting lost, and then creating all of that traffic combustion. Right? We already have that outlined, and pretty much we could get past it. Just dealing with it on Lakeshore Drive, at least you got some visuals to keep you going, and you can pick your direction, either going back north or southbound. But Arlington Heights may be the move long term. But if the Bears are planning to win a championship within the next 2 to 3 years, it should happen at Soldier Field, and then you make that decision to leave.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. Win the championship here at Soldier Field, or at least while Soldier Field is still, the home stadium, and then make that move. Now, I do agree with kind of what you bring up, but I also think it kind of goes more into my point about the historic nature of Soldier Field, right? If they make those crazy modifications with a dome or roof or whatever they do to it, man, is this Soldier Field anymore? Like, yeah, I'm sure we still got the facade and the columns and all these things, but it just changes so much of Soldier Field. And it already changed when they added that upper deck level, or that spaceship level to it. It already changed. And people did get used to it. So I know that people can get used to it if there's a dome renovation that's added. But
100%.
I'm old school, man. Let's
I mean,
keep it the same.
I mean,
Let's keep it the same. It's great.
I mean,
I would love to have a Super Bowl outdoors. I wish the league would just go ahead and do it. I
tell
would
them.
love to have a Super Bowl outdoors. We play football outdoors in the winter all the time. Why can't we have a Super Bowl
Well,
outdoors?
you're talking about
Well, I
the.
know for the fans, I guess, but
Well, I think it's besides the fans. You got to really talk about what the NFL stands for. You got to go to one of those other phrases, not the no fun league, right? So again, these players play all season, beat their bodies up, and you're talking a 17 game season, and then you're asking them to go compete with conditions in a Super Bowl game where they try to level the playing field as much as they can. What if you had a summer team like the Miami Dolphins who aren't used to playing in cold weather? But then they have to play a Super Bowl in cold weather. It could be a competitive advantage to a team. So they're trying to keep a level playing field for both teams to say, hey, it wasn't because of this, it wasn't because of that. Those storylines, those narratives can't get written. So that might be the reason why the NFL has not gone towards a game with competing conditions. The last time we saw something like that, I mean, shout out the Bears Super Bowl. It's raining. I mean, you want to talk about something beautiful, but again, I don't know if we've seen something like that since then. It has been trendy going towards domes or fair weather states where the conditions are beautiful. And just one more note on your how historic the Chicago Bears are. Well, it's been there since 1924. That's almost before Christ, right? So I
that's a
mean,
good
we
100 years.
we
Oh, the
have,
Bears been around, man.
and you got to talk about, hey, it's called Soldier Field, right? We're honoring war veterans from World War I, and we've been there it's been there since 1924, but been there at Soldier Field since 1971. I mean, you have history, we have warriors, we have a heroic spirit around our stadium, so it just makes sense to keep it there until the Bears win.
For sure.
But 3 years, then we got to move on.
I think that's about the timeline. Um, I mean, I don't know, right? I think that makes sense considering the things that's happening with the team right now and the changes and still trying to figure out the tax situation and things out there in Arlington Heights. Another note I'll add, me as a taxpayer in Illinois, in Chicago, I love the Bears to death. I don't want to help fund this stadium with my tax dollars. I don't want to do that.
Hey,
So,
once you see Mr. Warren shaking hands and kissing babies, you already know what time it is.
yeah, and that's what it is, right? How much how much of this can be taken care of by tax dollars from the city to help get this built? But hey, we'll see how it goes. I really do hope that the team at least plays somewhere that is good, where there is no complaints about the grass, the field, anything like that, man. So, hey, hopefully we get it right. Would love for the boys to still be in Chicago. But if I got to take the hour drive out to Arlington Heights, to see a game, hey, I'm not too mad about it. It's
Uh,
already about an hour just to get to Soldier Field. That 20 minutes turns into an hour with the traffic and everything. So it would be about the same, I say.
Hey, all I have to say, bear down. All right, here we go. Let's switch gears a little bit and let's talk about the draft, right? We know that the NFL draft is coming up next Thursday, 2025. The Bears have numerous picks, starting with round one, pick 10. But going away from that, thinking holistically about the Chicago Bears currently constructed, right? So just everybody who's on the roster right now, don't think future moves, don't even think draft picks, think currently constructed
Okay.
now. What side of the football should the Bears look to add a piece to? Should it be offensive or should it be defense? Right? So should it be offense or should it be defense? What side of the football should the Bears add a piece to? It can be a piece through the draft or just upgrading that side of the football. What do you think?
Honestly, man, this is a really good question because in all actuality, um, they should add to both sides, right? But if I just have to choose one, I'm going offense. Specifically, offensive line. I've been talking about it, talking about it, talking about it. And I know
You have to
we've
stop
improved.
talking about it. You have to stop
I
talking about it.
I can't. I can't. All right. What everybody's in the NBA now repeating what Kobe said, right? Hey, job's not done. Job is not done. We can feel good that we got a new center, some new guards. We can feel good about that. But we cannot pat ourselves on the back and feel like the job is complete. It's not. Now, again, no disrespect to Braxton Jones at all.
When he
I
says
know
no
he's worked
disrespect,
hard over.
listeners, when he
I
says no disrespect, listeners, he's about to say something real disrespectful.
no, not at
And,
all.
and I have to take up for Mr. Jones again, all things Bears. Okay.
Hey, but look, we've seen that he's worked hard over there, right? And there has been incremental improvement over his first few years in the league.
That was just disrespectful. All right.
I don't see how it's disrespectful saying someone's improved. But hey, to each his own,
Incremental
right?
improvements. Okay, Bears fans. All right.
Yeah. But it's not at the level we need it to be, right? We still seeing him get bull rushed. He's getting swam past. And it's too often, right? So we need somebody there that's going to protect Caleb's blind side. We don't need him looking over his shoulder, worrying about what he has to do, or afraid that, man, I'm about to get hit. I got to hold this ball a little longer just in case. No, we need him to have that confidence to be able to let it rip, sit in that pocket, let the ball rip downfield to whoever he's going to be passing it to. So I think that they should add on the offensive side.
Now, hold on now. Again, Bears Focus podcast, all things Bears. I can't let you sit here and once again take incremental shots at Braxton Jones about his development and what he has been to the Bears offensive line this whole time. Once again,
What has he been?
he has been
What?
a stellar piece of the offensive line. All right. And when I say
Stellar.
stellar, and when I say stellar, I'm using the lesser side of the word. All right, here, right? But that's still no disrespect. That's still no disrespect.
What's the lesser equivalent of stellar?
You figure it out. Have you ever seen my guy with the math floating in the air? That's what's going on with Braxton Jones right now. His only problem is that he had a little inconsistency playing that left tackle position, right?
A little?
A little inconsistency. And the
Okay.
reason why he had that inconsistency is because he couldn't anchor down. He's actually kind of undersized weight wise for playing the left tackle position. So those times he was getting bull rushed, to your point, yeah, that's because he couldn't anchor down this season through his strength and conditioning work this offseason. Shout out Bears. Through his rehab, he is learning how to anchor down in that left tackle position so that he can handle those bull rushes, so that he can deal with those defenders who try to swim move, go up under him. He'll be able to effectively put hands inside of shoulder pads without holding or grabbing, giving Caleb Williams that extra second or two he needs to throw that ball down the field or just make a completion. Now, again, that's developmental work. This is what the offseason is for. This is what these players get paid to do. They are millionaires, sometimes looking to become billionaires. They have the mental capacity and aptitude to learn what they need to do to fulfill their governance at their position. So, once again, we can expect Braxton Jones to be a stellar piece of the Bears line going forward and anchoring down in this position, giving us something we can be proud of, along with all of the other pieces that we have: Jonah Jackson, Joe Tooney, and Darnell Wright.
Okay. Um, I firmly disagree with everything that you said. Like, stellar, far from it. Okay. Him being able to anchor down this season, he's coming off an ankle injury, right? Um, how's his ankle going to be? Number one.
Have you ever heard of this thing called ankle heel?
Yeah, it can heal, of course. But how's he going to come back from that? So your point, now he's adding weight. How is that ankle going to respond? Speed wise, now, he already couldn't handle a bull rush. Now is he going to be compromised on a speed rush because he's playing at a weight that he's not used to? So it's too many questions for me. I don't think that he's the guy. I've been saying it. I hope this is not a thing that I have to say for years. The same way that I was talking about Zach LaVine not being the guy for the Bulls. I hope that we don't go through a re-signing of Braxton Jones, and now we're looking at, oh, we need a new left tackle. We need a new left tackle. Everything else on the team is good, but we need a new left tackle. Let's not do that. We have a number 10 pick. Let's go ahead and get that tackle. Let's do it now.
Right now, the way you're coming at Braxton Jones, I think a good movie for you all both to watch together. As this may make you really laugh here, you might want to watch The Devil Wears Prada, right? You and Braxton Jones, you know,
That's not what I was thinking.
get some popcorn and just go watch The Devil Wears Prada, and you guys figure out who's who in this scenario. Okay, now for me. Looking at the
Oh,
Bears
man.
offensively and defensively going into the draft, what side of the ball should they add to? I mean, I'm going to look at it in terms of letter grades here. Like, if I had to give the Bears a letter grade right now, offensive and defensively, I'm going to be honest. The offense is a solid B, right? I'm giving the offensive side of the football a
I agree with
solid
that.
B because of the improvements that they did make to the offensive line. They addressed a lot of needs and really
Mhm.
concerns for Bears fans all across the world. So that kind of bolsters that to a B. And then we're also counting on Caleb Williams' development to be there, right? We are expecting a leap from Caleb Williams this upcoming season to do historic things that have never been done as a Bears because now he has the tools that he needs on that side of the ball. Now, where could we add on that offensive side of the ball? We don't have a solidified number 3 wide receiver. Will Zacchaeus be enough? I don't know. I can't answer that. I haven't. We have to see tape. We have to see him within this offense with Ben Johnson. Is he the guy at the number 3 wide receiver slot? And or you have to think about it. That tight end room, is it enough? Cole Kmet, Smite, is that enough, or should we go in and try to maybe capitalize through the draft and draft a tight end from Penn State with the number 10 pick? I don't know. I'm not constructing that offense. That's for Ben Johnson and the people there to figure out. We could look to add there, and I know you're going to hate this, but DeAndre Swift, is he the guy? He has more bounce than an ounce, pause, but is he the guy in that backfield within this offense, right? Or could he be a trade away this upcoming draft, him getting traded away, and we take a draft pick high to fit the offense? I don't know. Defensive side of the football, I would give us like a C plus. We're not there. It looks good on paper, but you just don't know because of health concerns. We need to address outside linebacker. Again, TJ Edwards got paid. We highlighted that a couple of weeks ago on our show that TJ Edwards needs to get paid. The Bears should shore him up
Mhm.
now because of his productivity, and he may be able to do something unprecedented for linebackers going into that 30 with his continual high level of output, right? So the Bears must have obviously watched our podcast, All
Mhm.
Things Bears Focus, and got that deal done. We have issues at linebacker. We have issues at safety. We have
Yeah.
concerns still with our interior defensive tackle position. So we have 3 areas of the football that we can necessarily need to address. I think cornerback is pretty shored up, but those other 3 areas we need to address. We need to figure out what we're going to do there.
So I agree. I think they need to figure out what they're going to do. And I like that you brought up receiver because they do need a number 3 receiver,
Come
right?
on. Come on.
You brought up Zacchaeus. Is he an option? I know he just got signed this past off season.
He looked good in Washington.
He did look good in Washington. I think he was in Tampa for a minute, in Atlanta for a little bit. Like he's looked serviceable. He looked pretty good for the role that they put him in the places he's been. But at that number 3 spot, man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking at an unknown. an unknown known in Tyler Scott. And I say
Whoa,
an unknown known because the
whoa,
Bears,
wait a minute. Hold on now. You just can't drop names like that. You need to give context to our listeners. Who's Tyler Scott?
listen, Tyler Scott has been here. He's going into year three.
Oh,
I,
oh,
I think.
oh, Tyler Scott. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why I say
Uh,
unknown known.
I thought you said Tyler Scott. You have to forgive me.
That's why I'm saying unknown known. Because the Bears know about him. He's been in the building for the past few years. They've seen him in practice. But the fans, we don't know why it is that he's not getting play time. We can speculate. We can say, shoot, maybe his hands aren't good enough. Maybe his route running isn't good enough. Maybe it's whatever, his attitude. Who knows, right? I think that he should get a shot, and he's going into the last year of his deal now. He should get a shot to actually show what he can do out there.
Huh.
In the preseason last season, he looked pretty decent to come in and be a third guy. Now I know we had Keenan Allen, Rome, DJ Moore, so he slid down. But now, no Keenan Allen. Questions on who's going to be the next guy after DJ Moore and Rome. Hey, this is the time. Let him shine. Let him step up. Let him show what he can do. Because if he can be that third guy for the team, yo, that's going to be a beautiful thing. And now we don't even have to worry about, oh, who's number 4, or have those conversations like you just brought up about a certain tight end from Penn State at number 10 in the draft. No, we don't need that. We don't need luxury picks right now. Let's
Wow.
keep on building the
Wow.
trenches.
I mean, Tyler Scott again, Bears fans. We drafted him 2023, fourth round, 31st. That's the pick that we picked, Mr. Tyler Scott. He's been with us ever since. He's 5'11", buck 85. College Cincinnati, had an outstanding career at Cincinnati where he was electrifying. I don't know how he slid down the draft board in 2023. There were some other great talented wide receivers in the draft, but again, he is on our roster. I mean, last season, I don't even want to say his stats, but I'm not. But yeah,
They barely exist.
it's. I mean, he could be a secret weapon for us. Again, Ben Johnson, we trust his creativity. Of course, with the offensive coordinator, Mister, what's his name? Deacon Coyle is the guy.
Declan Doyle.
Yeah, him. With his creative minds, we expect them to create an offense that encompasses everybody that we have on the team. So to be determined, all that's picking up right now, but we'll see. We'll see. So it's nice to know that you agree about the Bears' grades right now. B for the offense, C plus for the draft. Could be an indicator of what the Bears do this upcoming draft, coming this Thursday. Pick 10. We are thinking offense. They could go defense.
I mean, that's true. That's true. They very well could go defense. I don't see anything being worthwhile going to get at 10 unless an Abdul Carter slides down, which obviously we don't see that happening. Um, Mason Graham, if he slides down, maybe get him. I know you brought up D tackle as a position of need to add more to. I don't know. I mean, do we want to go D tackle?
I mean,
It seems kind of crowded.
I mean that leads to a question. Then it's like, do you think Chris Williams will continue his breakout season that he had, or do you think the Bears should go D tackle, right?
So we're saying he had a breakout season last season.
As a rotational player, think about that. He did. He came in, he filled the void. We lost Billings. Dexter panned out to be okay, but he necessarily didn't take that leap that we thought. Then we got Chris Williams in there, and he made immediate impact.
All right. So from the season, when he was with the Bears, or just on the season, 3 sacks, 23 total tackles. I mean, that's it.
Wait, if you also are going to say those things, you need to also mention that he played all 17 games. I mean, that's big as well. That's big as
Yeah.
well too. And as a rotational player, he played 34% of the snaps as well too. So that means he was on the field. He was fitting in with the different schemes and personnel that we were playing. He was being effective, right? We need somebody who was effective. It said also, if you want to bring up stats, he had his highest pass rush grade from Pro Football Focus, which was a solid 61.1, indicating he was effective in limited opportunities. So imagine if they expanded that role for him. He's only 26 years old, right? Billings is coming off an injury. We can expect him to be as effective as he was. Dexter is still developing. We need a solid interior so that those guys on the edge could get after the quarterback because we're clogging up the middle. Chris Williams could be an answer for the Bears, which gives us flexibility now with some of the defensive tackles that we have on our team. I don't know. I'm not in that draft room. I'm not looking at the draft big board, but you got to think about it. Is this position becoming too crowded?
I mean, we're still gonna go through preseason, and they're gonna let a lot of players go, but I don't think it's too crowded at this point. And then you got to think about this, right?
Zach Pickens.
Javon Dexter is still there, and he's improving, right? He's moving up. He's lost weight this season. It looks like he's looking lean,
Fast.
strong as hell,
Fast.
fast. I'm gonna be honest. I may be a little bit early with this comparison, but he just looking at him, he's reminding me a little bit of a Chris Jones. Will he play that way? We can only hope. But we also got, like you said, Billings, who was hurt last season, missed a good majority of the season, almost all of it. How's he going to come back now, right? Will he be the same? I don't know if he's going to start or not. But even if he does start, he's really a rotational piece, right? Zach Pickens, Grady Jarrett, and I'm sure I'm missing some people that are there at that D tackle spot as well.
Something else that needs to be talked about while we're talking about Dexter, he may not even play the defensive tackle position this upcoming season.
Very
He
true.
he could be moved out to that edge position, and him and Sweat could be doing something that Bears fans might have thought he should have been at all along. It may be a natural position for him at defensive end.
But then now you got to think, what about Odingbo? They just signed Dio Odingbo. What about him now? They just signed to a 3-year contract to
Maybe
be the edge.
maybe the archetype of the Bears defense is going to be speed rush with clogging up the middle. I don't know what Dennis Allen likes to do, but I do know he's exotic. He's exotic, and he likes to have he plays man-to-man coverage, and he likes to have three corners on the field, and you got to be fast to play in this defense because everybody is a potential threat to blitz coming off that defensive side of the ball, and you got to be able to play the run. So again, I don't know. I just know that Dennis Allen plays a lot of exotic looks. He's man-to-man, bump and run. So I mean, Bears players on defense are going to have to be healthy. They're going to have to be in shape because they're going to be left alone on islands more so than not because we're trying to get that extra pressure up front.
I mean, hey, with the corners that we have, I'm confident leaving them on islands. Jalen Johnson, is he going to prove himself to be the best corner in the league this season?
Did you hear he got his passport?
His passport.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's traveling now. He's going to visit Justin Jefferson. He's going to visit Jamar Chase. He's going to visit CeeDee Lamb.
But I did hear
he's
that.
about to get his
He's going to
stamps.
be traveling.
Yeah, he's about
And
to
I
get his
like that.
stamps.
I like that he's going to try. I have always loved and preferred cornerbacks. If you're going to be a true number one corner, you got to travel. And if you're not going to travel,
Says who? Says who?
I don't know. I don't really know.
This isn't the days of Darrell Revis. This isn't the days of Antonio Cromartie. This isn't the days of Asante Samuel. Like,
You naming greats.
well, what are you talking about?
You naming greats.
I didn't even say the greatest. Champ Bailey, prime time. Are these those days?
You naming greats.
I don't know.
I just said
I
if
saw
you want to
Champ
be
Bailey.
great.
I saw
I
Champ
just said if
Bailey.
you want to be great. And you just named greats. So, hey,
Jalen Johnson, lock him up. Lock him up and throw away
I
the
think
key.
he's gonna lock him up. I can't wait to I honestly can't wait to see straight him and Justin Jefferson. Let's see what Jetta do out there. Let's see what he can do out there with the real JJ on him, right? Let's see what happens with who else we played this. What other big receivers we play this year? DK, the Steelers.
Lock
The
him up.
Steelers on there.
Lock him
What he
up.
gonna do?
Lock him up.
Right? Who else? Amin Ra.
Lock him up.
What's he gonna do?
Lock him up.
The Packers got 7 number ones on their team. I'm not worried about any of them. I'm not worried about one of them.
Oh my goodness.
So I do love that he's gonna be traveling this season, though.
He
Let's
gonna
see how he holds up. Let's see how he holds up.
lock him up.
Tariq Stevenson,
Throw away the
is
key.
he gonna be able to hold his end?
I don't know.
Right? Is he gonna
Mentally.
keep his head in the games? Is
Let,
what I see as his issue.
let me ask you this on Mr. Stevenson. Do you
All right.
think the coaching staff last season was a little too rough on him? Didn't necessarily know how to interact with his type of player. I mean, we had Flutes, who was a great defensive, coach. He's respected coming out of Indianapolis, had one of the best defenses in the NFL around that time. And I'm talking that time was from 2021 to 2020
with the Colts.
Colts. Yeah. Did Tyreek Stevenson get a fair shake last season, or was we as Bears fans too tough on him? I mean, he did have that blunder in Washington. He still has to make up forgiveness. I don't mean to bring it up, but it happened.
Gotta bring it up.
And then he did have some mental feisty moments on the field that cost us some penalties, but he also made big time plays.
I look at it like this. He is a high risk, high reward player, right? But with that, you still got to play smart. That way, we lower the risk and raise the reward. I just want him to stay locked in. Now, were the fans too tough on him? I don't think so. I don't think the fans were at all. I don't think that the team, the coaching staff was hard enough. Now, I don't know everything that went down in the building, all that good stuff, right? I don't know the conversations and things that were had. But I think that, hey, that should have been addressed now at every practice moving forward for every single person. Our heads have to be in this game. We
I'm gonna say
can't make
this.
any mental mistakes. But we see that didn't happen because Flus, the head coach, was making mental mistakes. Our coaching staff was making mental mistakes. So I know it was, I'm sure, hard for them to have that conversation with players about mental mistakes when they themselves are making those mistakes.
I'm gonna say this, and this may be a hot take. Bears Focus podcast. We have 3 number 1 cornerbacks on our team.
That is a hot take.
And I'm saying it. I'm saying it because we do. We got Tyreek Stevenson, right? People think he's masquerading as a cornerback, as the number 1. Click it or ticket. We got Jetta, lock it and throw away the key. And then we got Mr. Kyler Gordon. Your dinner is served, your table is waiting. Like, no, you don't want to see these guys. One-on-one coverage is going to be sticky for the Bears this upcoming season because we have physical corners. We can match up with all these different archetypes: fast, physical, slow, people getting out of it. Our corners are designed to kind of match up well against all of these different styles of wide receivers that are currently in the NFL. We have 3 number 1 corners on our team. That is a hot take. I take Tyreek Stevenson's errors. I take his mental blunders. And what I tell you is he's highly competitive. He wants to win. He has a will about himself that says, hey, I know what I did in the offseason. It should translate now. And I'm so frustrated that it's not translating that I may get a little deterred in the moment. But that doesn't mean that he can't learn from that and focus up going forward. So again, Bears fans, 3 number 1 corners on your team.
I don't know, man. I mean, if I look at it like this, right? If
Three
I'm an
number
opposing
ones.
receiver and the person across from me is Stevenson, I feel a little bit better about that because now I feel like I can mess with him a little bit, get in his head, get him off his game, force him to make some mistakes, right? That's how I look at it. Might be a little bit harder with Jalen Johnson, might be a little bit harder with Kyler Gordon. If I am a receiver, I want him as my matchup, and I'm going to be talking during that game, and I'm going to make sure that he starts to mess up. So that's why I'm like, man, we need to just get those mental errors fixed where you got to be locked in 60 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever it is. You got to be locked in. Focus up. We got to mitigate those errors so that we can now have solid, consistent play. All right. We can't be consistent if we going on a little drive or we stopping the drive, but now here come an unforced error, penalty. Now team got a first down. Now they driving. We can't do things like that. So I do lean in your direction
Okay. All right.
that
Tell the team to change
don't
it
fully
up.
agree, but I lean in that
Yep.
direction that we
Turn
do
it up.
have some top corners in the league,
Huh.
but I want to see those mental mistakes be be way lessened before I can fully agree that we have three full number one cornerbacks on our team.
How about for mental mistakes lesson? He was named the NFL Defensive Player of the Week in Week 17. Right, he had that blunder
Mm-hmm.
weeks prior to that, and look what happens. He mentally came back, battled, took the adversity, and then he produced that later
And
in
that's
the
what you love to
year.
see. That's what you love to see.
Three number ones. Um, I mean, wrapping up. I mean, it's only one question to really get into that we really should talk about
For
and
sure.
discuss before draft day and all things Bears Focus podcast. I
And
mean,
I think this one with this, obviously we're gonna give ours, but for everybody watching, hopefully everybody stuck through to the end. Man, leave below in the comments, you know, what you want to see. And for this one, any final Bears trades that you would like to see before the draft. Again, drop it down in the comments below. Any trades you would like to see. Would you like to see them make a swing for another receiver? People talking about tight ends. Daryl just brought up drafting one. Do you want to see them trade for one? Right? Who is it that you want to see? Drop that down below in the comments. And Sterling, let's go ahead and start with you, dog. Who do you want to see? What trade would you like to see happen before the
oh,
draft?
I've had the opportunity of watching a great film.
Mm,
The name of that film was The Dark Knight Rises.
okay.
I mean, hopefully, some fans have seen it. There was a scene that looked like it took place at Heinz Field, right? And I bring up Heinz Field, which references the Pittsburgh Steelers, because they seem to be having some issues over there that they can't figure out. And we'll gladly
Mm,
help them figure out one of their main issues that they have, which is Mr. TJ Watt.
yes, sir.
I would sell a farm. I would sell half of the stadium, and I would sell three players on the defensive side of the football
Mm-hmm.
to get TJ Watt. Because one of the Watt brothers should have been a Chicago Bear.
Yes, sir.
I'm not gonna get into it. He knows it. We know it as Bear
We
fans.
know it.
It just did not work out, and he would have been beloved in Chicago. We have a chance to get uh, one of the Watt brothers, TJ, who should have been defensive player of the year before, but Miles Garrett constantly is saying something about that. Michael Parsons is now inserting himself in that conversation. You talk about having one of those three players on your team. You're talking about game changing. Like now, the scheme that offensive teams were planning for us is scrapped, and they have to create a whole new one because we have that type of piece on our team, even more electrifying and scary than when we got Khalil Mack. All right, this is what we're talking about. I would like to see the Bears do what they need to do to get that, trade that first round pick, trade that second round pick. Hey, trade another first round pick, right? Two first and a second and a brand new contract for TJ Watt. Get him over here. That's the trade I want to see.
You know what? I like that. I really do like that because one, a lot of people were a lot of people were really talking a lot about how the Bears should trade, and I was one of those people that the Bears should trade for Myles Garrett. You know, when he was going through that tiff there with the Browns, and I think that would have been a very similar move. But let me bring up something interesting about that. Who has more sacks between T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett?
I don't. I'm not sure. Could you inform me and the viewers?
That would be T.J. Watt,
Huh. Uh.
106
Uh.
to 98 and a half. Now, QB hits, 221, 191. Tackles, 444, 337. Tackles for loss, 123, 108. Forced fumbles, 32. Interception, 7 to 0. Listen, TJ Watt is, I mean, he's the guy, right? He really is. We love Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett has been great there in Cleveland. But man, TJ Watt, there's something about them Watt dudes, man, on that defensive line. They are dogs. And you're right. We should have got JJ, but hey,
We should
that's old
we
news.
should have had him. And again, just for context for the Bears fans who may be thinking the Bears can't trade for T.J. Watt, they can't do it. Yes, we can. We will
Yeah, they
have to
can.
trade our first round pick. We'll have to trade a 2026 first round pick. We'll have to trade our second rounders, and then we'll have to negotiate a new contract with T.J. Watt to see if we can get around his $30 million cap hit. He's looking for a new contract. We have been proactive in showing players you come to us, you do your job, you will get paid the market value. Right, you're not going to get paid $1 less. You're going to get paid what the market value dictates, and you're going to get your money when you deserve it and when you should have it. Again, Poles dealing with players with good business strategy, and Poles masterfully dealing once again, giving players contracts when they deserve it, and not necessarily when the market value number dictates that they deserve it. So again, we can pull this off. TJ Watt, if you want to be a bear, bear down and show it. You can put those two fingers up that you had on. I think that was Instagram. On his Instagram, I don't know. He had two fingers up and come on over to Chicago and get with this Super Bowl team that's being constructed.
Oh, that's facts, man. I can't disagree with that at all. I would love to see TJ Watt in a Bears uniform. Would love that. Let him play that other end with Sweat. Bro, we got a true monster, a true dog, all right? He's going to be better than Khalil Mack was with the Bears,
Mm,
all right?
mm,
Julius Peppers was with the Bears,
mm.
and anybody else that you can think of at that DN spot that we've had. He's going to be better than them all.
Wow.
Even an older, aging, almost done TJ Watt.
Wow.
So that would be a really good move. And I really can't think of any disagreement with that. But man, for me, the trade that I would like to see, and in all honesty, it's not really it's not a player trade for me. I would like to see them trade up in the draft. I would like to see them, if possible, trade up to 3 or 4 and go and get Abdul Carter.
Huh.
That would be the trade that I want to see happen. All right. It can be before the draft, draft night, whatever. I want to see that trade happen. Now, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think so. But if we're going to make a trade in the draft and go up, that's where I think we should go. Because at least that way we're addressing the other side of our defensive line with a blue chip player that has been compared to a Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, players of that caliber. So that is the move that I would make if we're making a trade.
That's interesting that we both went defensive side of the football.
No,
Again,
for sure.
we must understand that defense win championships. I wouldn't ask Nico Harrison that at this moment, but
Nico
defense
believes that. That's why he made that trade.
defense wins championships. It sounds good. We're both in agreement that hey, we do need to add another piece to that defensive side of the football because we talk about how for the first time in history we have monsters of the midway on the offensive line side of the
Mm-hmm.
football, and usually that's dictated towards the defensive side of the football with the Chicago's Bears front, usually D tackles, defensive end, and then a core of just phenomenal linebackers. You're talking about Lance Briggs. You're talking about Mike Dicker. You're talking about Brian Urlacher.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about all of these guys coming in playing linebacker who are Mike Singletary, who are just like the greatest in prime in their position. So Bears need help. Still many moves to make. We don't know
Mm-hmm.
what they're gonna do, but we do know that they hold a levy of picks this upcoming draft. Again, Bears pick round one, pick 10, and then they get into the second round with picks. They get into the sixth round with picks and the seventh round with picks. So the Bears have a levy of picks that they could use. It's going to be an interesting draft day for the Chicago Bears. Don't know which way it's going to go. Will they pick at 10? Will they move up? Will they trade back? We talked about that scenario as well too. Seahawks could come and take that 10 spot from the Bears. We talked about that as well too. Don't know, but much to
Mm-hmm.
anticipate and look forward to. All
Most definitely.
Bears focused podcast.
Most definitely, man. So, like we said, man, leave down below in the comments what you guys think should be the final Bears trade, what you would like to see as we come up to draft night. Again, draft day is Thursday, April 24th. Draft starts around like 7 o'clock Central Time. We will be going live 6:30, so a little bit before the draft starts. Come on, chill with us, guys. Have a good time. Let's hope that the Bears pick somebody great that will be with the team for years to come, man. So again, appreciate everybody for listening. Collin, Sterling, Bears Focus Podcast, baby. Until next time.